my video on my belt carry, I just wanted to do a quick video update about how it is when I actually carry the kit, and also some of you may have noticed that I don't have anything in the pockets, but in that video. So what I have on my belt isn't everything I always carry. I have pockets on my coat or on my trousers, for example, and I just wanted to show you how it is when I'm carrying this, so you can see it's not like bulky or anything like that. It's exactly what I need when I'm out in the forest to do most things. And in my trousers I have some other items which I carry with me, which are pretty much there all the time, of course. And also my coat or jacket, that has some pockets on which I don't generally put anything in, but sometimes I might put my GPS in there, a radio or a map or anything like that, but that's just kind of odds, only when I need them. What I usually always carry with me is what's in my pockets, in my trousers, and what's on my belt. So I just wanted to do a kind of a little update on that and show you what I carry in my pockets as well as what I carry on the belt. So I'll just move the camera and then show you what I've got. Okay, now that I've moved the camera, you can get a better view of the trousers and what I carry there. I'll note on the trousers, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll do another video about clothing at another point, but these are Fjallraven trousers, the Icelandic edition, I believe. Out of all the equipment I've bought, these are the most expensive, but the ones I'm most pleased with out of all the equipment. I'm a firm believer of really good clothing. You should have good clothing when you go out. It's the first line of defense, it's the thing that's going to protect you, and it's no good having crappy clothing, because if it gets snagged or torn, water can get in, you lose heat, all kind of things can go wrong. So always invest in good clothing. It's not the most fun thing, it's not knives, it isn't anything cool, but it is the thing that protects you the most. You know, a good pair of wool socks, boots, and a good pair of trousers with a good top or some kind of jacket. I have two jackets, two German Army surplus jackets, one for the summer, one for the winter. The winter one is larger than the summer one, although they're the exact same jacket, just one's a larger size, so I can wear like a fleece or something underneath it. So, like I said before, I don't usually put anything in the pockets except for like a GPS or something like that. But, you know, I wanted to show you a good thing about how this looks, you know, the belt carry, to see it's not too bulky. The only thing that's a bit bulky is probably my medical water purification pouch. It's extremely light though, it doesn't weigh anything, but it is a little bulky. But when I'm wearing a jacket, it's not so much of a problem. But as you can see, you know, I can kneel down with this, you know, it doesn't get in the way, no compaction, nothing gets in the way. You know, I can walk around, you know, it's all good, you know. So I mean, it's it works for me. This you know, it doesn't maybe not work for everyone, but for me this is a pretty good system. It's lightweight. I know that it's here. You know, if I lost the belt, I would know, because the knife weighs quite a bit. So, so now I'm going to show you what I have in the trousers, and you can see what I carry with me. So here we have in the back pocket, just here, is a little pocket, and this is a Firesteel. Like I said before, I carry bunches of these around my kits because, yeah, fire is pretty important. This is a magnesium ferricium rod, so there's a magnesium block here with an iron scraping tool there. I mean, it's this is a cheap one. I got like 10 of these for about 25 crowns, maybe like £2. I mean, these were ridiculous. But out of all of the rods I've got, this is one of the best ones. I mean, the sparks on this are pretty decent. Throw-on sparks on this thing I found. So yeah, this is something I carry with me just in case I lose my belt or something. That goes in the back pocket. Inside this front pocket here, I have a stormproof lighter, and yeah, you can see here it's got a compass on it, although that's probably crap. This is a cheap lighter, stormproof, nothing too special, but it's a stormproof lighter, and if I can't get a fire going, that will help me a lot. And again, it doesn't weigh anything. So inside this pocket, I mentioned before in another video, I carry a Bacco Laplander. This is a common inclusion in most people's kits, and for those of you who are watching who don't have one and are thinking of buying one, just buy one. They're not that expensive, and these things are solid. The handle is rubberized, it's very good.
You know, it's a very solid piece of kit. You know, I mean, this is a good tool. I mean, this is Swedish made. I mean, you cannot have half quality stuff in Sweden. People here expect good quality. I mean, you know, this is the standard here. I mean, it's pretty high. Should be the same in every country. Sadly, that's not the case. You know, there are bad pieces of equipment out there, but this is not one. Now, personally, I haven't used this as much as I would like because I have an axe, but sometimes you don't want to use the axe, or I don't carry it because the axe is quite heavy, especially the one I've got. It's a pretty big axe, the one I have. So this one, you know, this fits in my pocket and this doesn't get in the way, you know, so, you know, it's worth a carry. The other two items I carry in my pocket are some antibacterial, this is just a little antibacterial spray basically. I use this for when I'm picking stuff off the ground. I mean, you don't know what bacteria, especially on mushrooms and things like that, you have no idea. If you may think, oh, look at that mushroom, I'll pick it up, and then you realise it's a poisonous one. If you go and put your fingers in your mouth or cut your eyes or anything like that, I mean, it could get infected, it could be worse. Prepping, you know, this is a prep for me. You know, preparing to not be infected or preparing to not, you know, put poisonous like substances in your mouth. You know, antibacterial stuff is really, you know, really should be something throughout most of your kit. Because if you get infected or you get sick, it can be a real problem. So, especially with regards to poisonous mushrooms and stuff like that. So, that's one of those. This is a buck tool. It's a buck pen sharpener. There are a lot of these out there. They're pretty standard. There's nothing special about this one in particular. It's just that it's strong. You know, it's got a flat-edged, flat sort like an edge here for doing your knives and stuff like that. It's got a fish hook one, it's got a normal rounded edge there, it's got a bit for serrated blades, so like saws and things like that, like the backhoe you could sharpen with this. You know, it's pretty standard. You can find a lot of these around. They're pretty standard, but it's surprising how many companies can still screw this up. I won't personally recommend this one, because I don't know any competition. This is the only one I've ever tried, and for me it's worked really well. So, recently, one of my friends, I gifted him a Charade axe, the carbon handle version, and we were out with it in the forest and he accidentally hit a rock and it chipped a couple of good millimeter chips off of it. I mean, it was a pretty heavy chip in there. I mean, it wasn't good. It could have got worse if it kept using it. And I've got a couple of wheatstones which are much finer grit for sharpening to make stuff really sharp, but you need something with a coarse edge, and this is really coarse. I was able to scrape down the chip and get a good curve on the axe, generally the way it was in the factory, using this pen knife. And you know, a blunt knife or a blunt axe is useless, so you know, just carry one of these. They don't weigh very much. I mean, you know, I'm not really in on weights or anything like that, but I mean, that's like a pound or so. I mean, it's really light. I mean, it's not expensive. Just buy one, throw it in your pocket. You know, you've got something to sharpen your tools when you're out. That's in that side. And this side, this is what I would consider one of my most important items. In here we have a CSS File guide. Now, this is considered a kind of prep, bug out, almost 101 item. I mean, this thing is pretty renowned for a reason. It's because it's very comprehensive and it's very good. I keep it in a sack here, as you can see. I can put water in there, I guess, but I keep this to keep this dry because, you know, one of my favourite people I watch on YouTube is the Patriot Nurse, and one thing she says quite often in her videos, and a lot of other people will say this in their, maybe not say this, I apologise, but they know this to be true. Knowledge is everything. You know, gear is good, knowledge is king. You can lose your gear, you can't lose your knowledge unless you hit your head or whatever. I mean, or maybe you're in a stressful situation, you forget something. Maybe you come across a situation where you haven't come across before and you don't know what to do. Having something like this can really help you. It can really mean the difference between life or death, or just make your trip easier. I mean, you have no idea. Or maybe something happens to you and you need someone to help you, and this is what it's for. It's pocket size, you know, it's not the most fun thing. I mean, it's not a knife, but it's a, you know, it's a book, and you can use it for reading when you're camping and stuff like that, to brush up on knowledge and things when you're out, when you're waiting for a fire to get going, or, you know, after dinner, having tea before you go to sleep. I mean, yeah, just try it. I mean, have a look. You don't have to get this one in particular. I bought this one because I've seen this in a lot of videos. People recommend this a lot. It's probably the most recommended one. I mean, on here it says 1 million copies sold worldwide. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's got to say something, I guess. So yeah, I mean, you get something like this and keep it in your pocket. And as you can see, you know, it fits in my pocket just nicely. You know, and you know, it's, yeah, and that's what I carry in my kit. So I just wanted to do that as an update to what I'm doing. Sorry if some stuff maybe didn't come in camera properly or not, I'm not sure. This is very new to me. I'm trying to get used to this new camera, figuring out how the angle is and how much kind of area it manages to capture. So, you know, but I want to concentrate on the trousers and the belt kind of area here. So, you know, you can see what I've got in the trousers and see what I've got on the belt. So, you know, I hope it answers some questions. So, you know, maybe I don't carry the belt, maybe I lose the belt, who knows. I've got some stuff in my trousers. As I said before, in the jacket I don't usually carry anything except for a GPS radio or something like that. But this is, you know, this works for me. And just remember, if you have a belt, maybe you should try to stuff a few things in your pockets, because, you know, if you lose your belt, you get it snagged somewhere, who knows. So, and the last item I have, before I forget, is this goes around my neck. This is just a little Miltech knife I use for skinning, or, I mean, for carving, I mean, any kind of thing, really. I mean, it's got a little leather pouch. This was a cheap buy, but a buy that I'm happy with. Usually it goes on another lanyard. It goes around like here, like on the neck. It just dangles down so I don't lose it. So, but yeah, for the video I just put it in the pocket here. So yeah, I mean, it's a good little knife. You know, it's a good little backup anyway. You know, I have my big knife, but maybe I lose it. So, you know, just think about that. I mean, it can be a handy little tool, and maybe you don't want to use that for animals and things like that. So, I hope you enjoy the video. You know, if you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment at the bottom, ask me some questions. I'm more than happy to answer. And I'll see you in the next video.